Hello and welcome back into the 90s Guys podcast. My name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And we are so glad to be back with you yet again for another rousing podcast.
Yup.
How the heck are you?
Tired, but good.
It doesn't look like you're bouncing all over the place.
I know. I don't know why.
If you haven't heard us before, just a quick little recap. Always got to give them a little recap in case they're just jumping in. Jed just gives me a blank stare. We talk about nostalgic stuff from the 90s and 2000s, everything from TV shows to cartoons to movies, candy, toys, everything.
Yes.
The stuff that we love from our childhoods.
That we miss from our childhood.
Yes, even though we had terrible, terrible, nightmarish childhoods.
Yeah.
We're trying to relive them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, gosh. Well, you know what? Let's just bust right into it.
Okay.
You want to bust right in?
Let's bust right in.
We like to do this all the time on our show. We have two segments. Hang around our featured segment. We are talking about
Beanie Babies.
Thai Beanie Babies.
Yep.
It should be a good one. Beanie Babies is like one of the most iconic things from the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So, but before that, we like to do some games, some fun stuff. This little segment is one of my favorites, and it's going to test Jed's 90s opinions. Does that make any sense?
I should have an opinion about the 90s?
You really should.
Okay.
This game is called Battle of the Best. Yeah! I love that little intro. This one, I think you're going to like.
Okay.
This one is best 90s and 2000s food/snack.
Okay.
Okay. Now someone here.
Did you bring any samples in?
No.
Oh, you jerk.
No samples. But if you win, you might get a prize.
Ooh.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. We're going to jump right into this. There's preliminary rounds. We have 16 classic foods and snacks from the 90s. We're going to boil it down to the very best one.
Yes.
And here we go.
Okay.
Pop-Tart or Dunkaroo?
Oh, Dunkaroo.
Dunkaroo for sure.
Oh, I miss Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroo. You know what? I'm so pissed they don't have Dunkaroos anymore.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. They were amazing.
Yeah, I love Dunkaroos. I miss them so much.
Were they really not selling well?
I have no idea. They probably had like plastic or something in them.
Don't care. If they had lead paint in them, I'd probably still eat them. Okay. Fruit by the foot or bagel bites?
I'm going to have to go fruit by the foot. I did love bagel bites, but fruit by the foot, I like the sweeter stuff.
I agree. And fruit by the foot is amazing. Like, as a kid, it was a lot of snack.
It was a whole foot of fruit.
I think it was more than a foot. That's just me. Okay. Hot Pockets or Gushers?
Gushers.
Gushers.
Oh, yeah. I love Gushers.
Gushers they're such a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like to put them all in my mouth at once and eat them.
Oh, God.
Instead of eating every individual one.
That explains why you don't have any teeth left.
Yeah. Well, that's rough.
Okay. Fruit roll-up or Go-Gurt?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going to have to go fruit roll-up.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I see, again, that's a tough one because Go-Gurts were incredible.
Yeah. But they were like somewhat healthy and
I'm not into that.
We don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Bagels or cheese balls?
Oh, cheese balls all the way.
Cheese balls.
Oh, I still eat cheese balls.
Where do you get them at?
I get them at my Save-A-Lot. They have a bag of cheese balls.
I'm going to your Save-A-Lot.
Yeah.
I need some cheesy balls.
Yeah.
Moving on. Trix yogurt or High C?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go High C, but that's because I never tried Trix yogurt, and it was too expensive for us.
You never had Trix yogurt?
No.
Yeah, it's one of those. It is a more expensive yogurt.
Yeah. So
interesting. Okay, Rice Krispies or Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In unison, we practice that.
If only that were true.
Last one of the preliminaries. Snack pack or Little Hug barrels?
Ooh, the little hug barrels.
Little Hug. I love too. Like they title it Little Hug with like the wrapper little. It's LIL. I love that.
That's funny.
Okay, that was the first round. We're moving on to the second round.
All right.
Are you ready?
No, but go ahead.
Okay,
anyway.
here we go. Dunkaroo or Fruit by the Foot?
Dunkaroo.
Gosh, you know what? Dunkaroo, I think I'm just going to predict might take this. Gushers or Fruit Roll-Up?
I'm still going to have to go Gushers on that one.
Yeah, you got to do it. Cheese balls or high C?
Cheese balls.
Ooh, you know what?
I love cheese.
I'm predicting it's going to be a battle between cheese balls and Dunkaroos. Just predicting here. Kool-Aid or Little Hugs?
Kool-Aid. Got to go with the classic Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We are on to our, what do you call it, semifinals?
Yeah.
Okay. Dunkaroos or Gushers?
I'm going to still go Dunkaroos.
Wow. Cheese balls or Kool-Aid?
Oh.
Decisions.
I guess I'm going to have to go cheese balls.
Wow.
Because I still eat those.
Who called it? Okay, before you make your decision, just take a split second and you think about it, and I'm going to explain to everyone. We are boiling it down to the best snack of the 90s and 2000s. It's Dunkaroos or cheese balls. Now, we have to mention Dunkaroos are not available in stores anymore. They don't make them.
That hurts my heart.
It hurts my heart, too, and my stomach. Cheese balls are available, and they are delicious. But don't forget about that gooey icing. You dunk those amazing cookies.
Just hurry up and answer.
What do you choose?
Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroo, got it. Yes.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, so I won. So what do I get?
You don't get dog do.
Oh. You said there was a prize if I got it right.
Okay. How about this? In our next game, in our next episode, I have an amazing surprise for you.
Okay.
Prize for you. You're gonna like
which
it.
one is it?
It's a surprise prize.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Yeah, but good job. I think I think you made the right decision.
Yeah, we still actually at work, the guys and I, we still talk about Dunkaroos and what they haven't been around for a long time in the United States. And I know for a while you could still get them in Canada, shipped to you, but not anymore. I
was so happy. I was up there 2 years ago, and I bought maybe 15 packs.
Oh, nice!
Because I was just blown away, and they taste the exact same.
Yeah.
I'll never. You know what? If someone from the Dunkaroo company, I think it's Kraft that owns it.
I think it was too. Yeah.
If you're listening, do the world a favor
and bring back Dunkaroos.
Bring them back, please. All right. Well, hey, we're going to jump into a quick break, and then we're going to get to our second segment. But before that, we should mention to people that we have merch.
Yes.
Merch, baby.
We have that, and we also have some exciting news coming up too.
Ooh, we do.
Yeah,
that's right.
You almost forgot about it, didn't you, Brian?
Are we going to be talking about that in the next podcast?
Do you want to do it in the next one, or do you want to do it now?
Do it for the next one.
Okay.
We'll tickle their ass with a feather.
All right, so we got merch coming, or we got merch up now. We also have Patreon.
Yep.
That's
also,
all up and going.
We should mention merch is 90sguys.com.
Yeah, 90sguys.com. Patreon, you go to Patreon and just search for the 90s Guys podcast, and we'll pop up. We also now are officially on
iTunes. Yes.
Yep. We're on iTunes now, so please hit that up. Leave us a review.
Yeah. We need reviews because when you review, we get higher up on the recommended
rankings,
list.
Yeah. So do that. And then, as usual, you can still find us on SoundCloud and Spotify. And you can also email us at the 90s Guys podcast at gmail.com.
I
and
love
Guys
you.
has a Z.
You're the best. You're like, your brain's like, wait, 90s? Got it. Guys. Okay. Got it. Podcast.
So,
love it.
And then I think that's, and then follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
and we want to give a big shout out to Thomas.
Yes.
Who listens to our podcast.
Yes.
And wrote us our first fan email.
He did. And we took that to heart, and we're actually going to move up a couple of his topics that he asked us to do just because of that.
So if you want to hear something, let us know.
Yeah.
Hit us up. What is it again? The email?
The 90s Guys podcast at gmail.com.
You got it.
You know I'm tired. That's why you're doing it. You're like, I'm going to make him say it 20 times.
Poking the bear.
Yeah.
Poking the squatch.
The squatch.
All right. Stick around. In our next segment, we are talking about Beanie Babies. So don't go anywhere. I am Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And we are the 90s Guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the 90s Guys podcast. If you've already forgotten, my name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
Also known as the Squatch.
Yep.
The Sisquitch.
The Sisquitchian.
You need to go to our Instagram and check out pictures of Jed. He is a very burly man. He's got a multicolored beard. What colors are your beard?
White.
Yeah.
It's not even gray. It's white, brown, and red. So, yeah.
I've never seen such a thing.
Yeah.
But I love it.
It's crazy.
You're one of a kind.
Well, yeah.
We need a t-shirt with just like your outline of your face and your beard.
Okay.
I like that. All right, we're going to jump right in. This is our feature topic. We are talking about none other than
Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies. And it's funny because
Babies.
some people call them like Thai Beanie Babies. Some people call them Thai. Some people call them Beanie Babies.
Yeah, I always just called them Beanie Babies. But
Same.
yeah, I used to get yelled at when they're like, oh, no, they're Thai Beanie Babies. I'm like, there's a difference? Like,
Yeah.
Is there another brand out there called Beanie Babies?
When you're talking about like, you say, oh, I have the Galaxy XS. You're not like, I have the Samsung Galaxy. You just say I have the Galaxy.
You have what you have, yeah.
Yeah. But the Beanie Babies were quite a phenomenon back in the day.
They were crazy.
Which, I'll be honest with you, I love Beanie Babies, but why did they explode like they did?
I don't know. And the other aspect of that is the fact that it wasn't just kids. Like, adults collected Beanie Babies. And there were divorces I know that I heard of. The people were separating their Beanie Babies.
Shut up.
Yes. Because they had a collection thinking they were going to be worth millions and millions of dollars.
Which...
some are still very valuable,
yes.
But compared to what people thought they were going to be, or they're nowhere near that. So they're fighting in court through a divorce over who gets what Beanie Baby.
That what? If me and you got married and divorced, I know we'd be fighting over toys. You can't get down on them too much.
Well, the thing that would be unfair is that I own all the toys, and you would just want to take 50%.
I don't care.
Of them.
I don't care. I had to deal with your ass for however long.
Whatever. We'd never get divorced.
That's true. Because I'd never marry you. Oh,
that hurts.
Oh, sorry.
That is a low blow.
No,
Brian.
I didn't mean it. I'm
gonna go home now.
Jed just turned off his mic. Jed's all proud of himself. He found out how to turn off his mic. Oh gosh. Well, let's just dive into this. It's kind of interesting. Ty, the name, T-Y. It turns out that was the name of the creator. His name was H. Ty Warner. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I always thought
kind of
that
egotistical, but it is what it is.
Listen, there's going to be McCanna babies coming out pretty soon.
You and your wife are trying?
No. It's a terrible attempt at a joke. But what would you say was your first memory of Beanie Babies?
I just remember all the girls being obsessed with them. That's what I remember, because I think I had a Beanie Baby. I don't even remember. It was like a dog one or something like that.
Right.
But they were expensive as all get out.
Yeah.
And I just didn't get into it like everybody else did. But I know girls would sit there and just argue over who had the better Beanie Babies and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's a toy.
Yeah. Well, and it's just a stuffed animal,
yeah,
really.
It's a stuffed animal, yeah. So I guess this is more of a girly type thing, but I know a lot of guys that had them too, but
oh yeah.
The only ones that I thought were cool is when they started doing them in the sports teams. Like you could get a Cardinals one or a Yankees one or whatever, and I always thought that was cool, but I just never got into them that much.
I get it,
and I just always, like I said, it always blew my mind that people would like using this as kind of their retirement. Like these adults are buying them, thinking they're going to sell them off one day for millions of dollars.
Right.
And be able to live off of it. I'm like, that's kind of, it's a toy. Like,
right.
Don't get me wrong, there's some toys that are worth quite a bit of money.
Absolutely.
But
I think when I started getting into them was when they started making other things besides bears.
Mm-hmm.
They got into, I had one that was a bat. I also had a snake. And I had a couple reptiles.
Oh, I had the snake one. I remember that too, yeah.
And those were cool because you were like, wow, this is a badass looking snake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the snake one because it was like in a coil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is the material on the inside of the Beanie Baby that has the heaviness?
Beans.
It's funny. It's actually plastic pellets.
No, it's beans because that's why they're called Beanie Babies.
Not anymore.
No, it's beans. The beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat your beans with every meal.
You gave me a reason to do this. No, it's actually, you're right.
Yeah,
it originally was beans.
Oh, were they really? I was just joking because every time I ripped one open, it was always the little plastic pellets.
I think the very first incarnation, well, like the first series, which now is the very valuable series.
Yeah.
But no, it's the plastic beads.
Yeah.
But it's funny because as a kid, I always assumed it was like, I don't know, even like sand or something. It was so heavy.
I always assumed it was sand, and then we ripped one open one day, and we realized it was the little white pellets of plastic. So
now, speaking of how expensive Beanie Babies can get, I found online what I searched for forever to try to see what the most expensive Beanie Baby I could find for sale right now.
Yeah.
How much do you think it is?
30,000.
You're so low.
I am.
So
really?
It's an extremely rare. It was an extremely rare red Beanie Baby, and it had a typo on the tag. That was one of the things. It was like somehow it had a typo, and it was ultra valuable.
Yeah, you do that in any kind of
collectible.
If there's, I think my favorite one is the FU on the Billy Ripken card. Baseball card. He's holding a bat that says "FU" on the knob.
Nice.
And they didn't blur it out. So like, there's a few of those. But yeah, there's a few like with baseball cards. If you have the wrong name with it, on the thing, it tends to be really valuable because they catch them. So there's not as many of them out there.
Totally.
So, but yeah, I could see that.
What do you think?
Being what the price is?
Yeah, it'll blow you away.
It's probably up in the millions.
Actually, no, but it's six figures.
It is.
Yeah, $600,000. $600,000.
Yeah,
for one
for
Beanie
a typo.
Baby. For a typo. Yeah.
Yeah.
If only that guy at the factory knew, he should have pocketed like four of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
that's another thing I think is crazy. If they mess up, it's not worthless. Like most things that you mess up, like food. If you mess up, it's disgusting. You throw it away. But when it comes to toys and stuff like that, if it's a defect or whatever that's rare, it ends up being extremely valuable, which I don't get.
It's totally, you wouldn't think it'd be the case.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool. I wasn't really aware of when Beanie Babies came out, and that's because they came out before I was born, 1993.
See, and are you sure?
I think so.
Stuffed toy. Mine says 1986.
Oh, really?
Oh, they were available. I guess the toy company was founded in 1986. I was reading that wrong.
And they launched in 93.
They launched in 93, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that makes sense because I was going to say it was the mid-90s before I knew really what Beanie Babies were, so that makes sense. So.
I would wonder how long it took for them to really explode.
Oh, it didn't take long at all.
You think it was an overnight?
Oh, yeah. It was, I think by 95 at the latest, they were nuts.
Yeah.
Because I think I was going into fourth or fifth grade when they just started getting huge. Like and then on top of that, like they had them at McDonald's. Like for a while, you could get a little Beanie Baby.
You know what those were called?
Toy. No.
Teeny Beanies.
Teeny Beanies. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you could get them in and I knew people that collected those even, and those are probably actually more valuable now than some of the other Beanie Babies because they're more rare than some of the other Beanie Babies that you have out there.
It was funny. I was for a while I was thrifting a lot. I was going to thrift shops and resale shops and selling on eBay, and I found some of the Teeny Beanies, and they were the ones where they were in a package and they had the clear wrap over them. And I bought them because they were 25 cents a piece, and I said, sometimes they can be worth some big money. I went and checked on it, and the ones I had weren't the rare ones, but there was the exact same type with typos. They were $1,000 each.
Really?
If you had the typos.
That's crazy.
I'm thinking, man, thinking about being a kid and going through the drive-thru, and you don't even know it, but they're handing you $1,000 toy.
Right, yeah.
How crazy.
That's ridiculous. But that's like with anything. Like if you go back and look at like the first Superman comic book, you bought that for 10 cents when you were a kid back then.
Right.
And now it's worth so much more if you kept it in good condition.
Yep.
But you're kids. You don't think that way. You're like, oh, this is cool. I want to play with it. I want to read it. I want to, this.
Yeah.
So you don't hold on to it, or it gets messed up or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And you'd never think to as a kid.
Yeah. You know how many baseball cards that got ruined in bike spokes, kids growing up, that would be worth millions of dollars if it wasn't for the fact that they put them in bike spokes. And even some of those, I've seen some of those go for a few $100. Yeah. For ones that are tore up and whatever, just because of the name on the.
But hey, $1 million or not, I would not give up being a badass kid. Sound like I'm riding a motorcycle.
Right?
Wheeling around the cul-de-sac. Like, oh, you guys have regular bikes? Check this out.
Even though it doesn't sound like that at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is theater of the mind.
Right. So.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad. Beanie Babies, they're still popular among collectors, But kids now, they don't give a crap about Beanie Babies.
No, and that's just how things are these days. Everybody cares about video games and technology and stuff like that. And, it's the whole thing with how kids don't even really go outside and play that much anymore.
Right.
I mean, unless you're at school or whatever, at recess, when you're at home, you're usually trying to get on the computer or play on your tablet or play video games. It's like when you and I would hang out, we'd go out and do stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
So we'd go on adventures at Walmart and all that fun stuff, and we'd end up walking around a toy aisle, which is funny.
We'd get the lightsabers out and beat the crap out of each other.
Well, at that time, I was really into collecting those toy cars, so I was always looking for those. So
yeah,
because I really like the Fast and the Furious and stuff like that. But
the F and the F?
The F and the F.
I like that.
So, but yeah. That's just kind of the signs of the times, man. Yeah. Which is really sad because, me being 34 in a few days.
That's right.
Which actually this will probably come out after that. So me being 34 now.
You're 34.
That's why I think this is such a great show, is because we're nostalgic. We want to remember those times when we used to go out and do stuff, and we collect Beanie Babies, or we collected, Super Soakers and had big gun wars, or we talked about what cartoon was on over the weekend, or what, all that stuff. And the kids just don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Unless I know one example of parents who are raising their kids right, and they get them outside and have them doing stuff.
Yeah,
it's my cousins.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, it's few and far between.
Yeah.
But it's kind of wild. They actually attempted to make a resurgence into the market with Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Back in 2008, and I like the name. They called it Beanie Babies 2.0.
And they probably tanked.
It didn't do super well. I mean, I think it was profitable. But, it didn't take the world by storm.
But, that's just the thing. It's like, it was a huge fad when it first came out, and people flocked to it. But by the time it came out the second time, those kids were older.
Right.
And kind of not really into that phase anymore. They were more into drinking and stuff like that. So
I hate drinking, personally.
That's my favorite pastime.
Oh, nice.
But, no, so they weren't as into it, again, and I mean, probably a lot of the adults and stuff weren't into it as much either, because they realized that the first set of Beanie Babies weren't worth as much as what, unless you, like you said, you had the super rare ones that had the typos and stuff, that it was like, well, the last time they kind of screwed myself over, taking out a second mortgage so I could buy every Beanie Baby out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, if people haven't getting divorces and splitting up their Beanie Babies.
That is crazy. That is totally insane.
Yeah, there's a picture that I saw online of that. They're in a courtroom with a pile of Beanie Babies, separating them. They each get to pick one. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
the thing, is like, that's how it used to be.
It's important.
That was the night. I think that's one of the reasons we loved the 90s, because the toys and just everything about it was just so much fun. Like,
but you know what part of it is? They're so goddamn cute. I mean, they're a well-made toy.
No, they were,
You know?
And I mean, the other thing is it was something easy that you could get for like somebody in the hospital or somebody, sick, or a quick, easy birthday present that somebody's going to like.
Everyone likes a Beanie Baby.
Because I think that's how I got one or two Beanie Babies I had. They were birthday presents from somebody.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, everybody loves Beanie Babies. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So
now I do too.
I know. I was never huge into them.
Yeah, I think I got huge into them when there was a garage sale going on my street when I was a kid, and the neighbor across the street was selling them for like $0.25, and my mom gave me a couple bucks, and I ran over and got a ton, and I was obsessed.
Yeah,
because I don't know, because I saw them out and about, and then I finally got my hands on some.
Yeah,
it's that anticipation.
Well, and I mean, you were at that age too, probably, that it was still cool for you,
Definitely.
Type of thing, and me, I was going into middle school, high school when that stuff was coming out, and
you were more worried about the girls.
Yeah, I wasn't even that. I was more into sports, so I was always playing football or baseball or football or
the American
soccer.
or sorry, you said soccer.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, calm down. I'm getting there, Brian. But no, so that's kind of. I think that's kind of it was. Yeah, I know it was 93 when they came out, but I was getting older by the time they got super popular. And that's why I guess with me, it really in my eyes was more for the girls because all the girls still wanted. But I mean, a lot of the girls I knew were into stuffed animals till they were even through high school. It's it's something that they. Whatever. So, and I mean, as you proved, because you were a little girl,
right?
I
was about to say,
a girl thing.
Who do you know that's more obsessed with stuffed animals than me?
Yeah. So,
but that's because I like to play crane machines.
Yeah.
Which,
well, that's different though.
Yeah, because it's the sport of winning it.
Yeah.
Really. And actually, now a lot of times when I win, I'll turn to Kat, my wife, and I'll just say, "Do you want this?" And if she says no, the next little kid in the vicinity gets the stuffed animal.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm giving back. Also, I'm going to brag real quick for a second. And if you have stuffed animals that you're wanting to get rid of, you want to donate, I ended up donating 7 trash bags full of stuffed animals to the Ronald McDonald House. And it was very, very much appreciated. These kids are in the hospital. They're in a weird environment, and having a stuffed animal means a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a comfort thing for them.
Yeah.
I think that kind of reminds me like the first time that I ever got anything like we were in a really bad car accident, and I remember the ambulance people giving me a stuffed animal of like a gingerbread person.
Yeah.
And I had that thing forever, and it was just because of that.
I didn't know you were in a big car accident.
Oh yeah, we were heading home from Six Flags, and some drunk guy pulled out and hit us. And if the sad thing is if we would have been hit head on, everybody in the front would have been killed, which was me, my mom, and my brother John.
Oh, my 3 favorite people.
Yeah. But thank goodness we weren't, But I just remember holding on to that thing, and I remember somebody was telling me I had to give it back, and the guy's like, "No, you don't have to give it back. You keep it. You keep it."
Yeah, of course.
So
what an evil thing! Give a kid a stuffed animal and then rip it away from him.
Yeah. So, and it was like my brother Josh was saying. So I think it was one of my brothers was saying that you got to give it back. And the guy's like, "No, you keep it. You keep it.
It's for you.
It's for you." So yeah. I mean that's a good thing that you're talking about, Brian, because kids need that stuff. So if you have any old Beanie Babies.
Well, if you have any old Beanie Babies, send them to us. But give the other stuffed animals to the kids.
Yeah.
And then Beanie Baby, their very last release of anything was in 2017.
Really? Just that?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was a My Little Pony line. But I kind of think that I think they're going to go away for a while, but I think they'll be back.
Well, I mean, it kind of looks like that. They take a hiatus for a little bit because here it still says they're still present.
Right.
So
you could probably get custom ones made.
Yeah.
And,
it's kind of like Build-A-Bear. You can have one made.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Beanie Babies, man, a huge fixture of the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, I would venture to say probably one of the best-selling toys of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
I would agree with that. And probably one of the most manufactured toys of the 90s, too.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, baby.
It's a television commercial.
What is that?
With the little leprechaun.
I don't have TV. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have TV? You have TV. I gave you TV.
Well, that's true.
I gave you the gift of TV.
Jed gave me a satellite, so my smart TV that has no channels on it can now have 30, which I love.
Yeah, I gave him and one of those local antennas that you hook up, so now he has the local channels.
The local channels are nutty.
Oh, I love that laugh. Laugh
is good.
Yeah, because they show all the good.
And there's one called Quest.
Yes.
And it's so great because it's like Discovery Channel, but they have this guy that comes on, this announcer guy, and he always goes, "This is Quest." And my wife and I constantly go, This is Quest.
That's funny.
All right. Well, hey, let's tell people a little bit about where they can check us out.
Again?
Listen, they could have jumped in midway.
I'm just joking. They could have jumped in midway.
No one ever goes to a podcast and goes, "Let me scroll to the middle."
Yeah. So we are on iTunes.
Yeah, good job, by the way.
Yeah,
Jed made that happen.
I worked Brian left us for a little bit, and my goal was to do as much work on the podcast as I could, and I got a few things done.
Yeah,
and part of that was getting us on iTunes, which was very interesting to say the least.
But we made it happen.
Yeah, Spotify and SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yep.
We have a merch store now.
Also, before you move on, we should mention we're releasing every Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah, every Wednesday and Sunday, yes. And please hop on the iTunes and leave a review.
Yes.
And then Our merch store is up and going. We've been selling a little bit. We would like to sell a lot more.
Yep. And we need to mention also that our good buddy Rick bought a shower curtain.
Yes, it's awesome.
We've now posted a picture of it to our Instagram page.
Yep. So that is Rick's bathroom, the one that has a shower curtain in it.
Rick, what are you thinking, man?
he thought it was a great deal for a good shower curtain.
It is a good price.
They're really nice shower curtains.
Really?
Yeah, I got to look at it up close.
Well, Jed, only the finest material is being sold on 90sguys.com.
Yep, yeah. So, and that's exactly where you can find us at, where Brian just said, 90sguys.com. And then you can always email us at the 90sguyspodcast@gmail.com. Guys with a Z. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram
at 90s Guys Podcast.
Yes.
Also, I want to mention to people that in our next episode, we're going to be revealing some pretty cool info.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. We got some really cool stuff coming up. So
yeah. Got to listen for that.
We're excited about it.
All right. We're going to leave you now, and we will miss you.
Yes.
But until next time, my name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And we are the 90s Guys. We'll catch you next time.
Zoink.